Hello everybody, and welcome to Steele Forces You to Watch Him Play Hades. It has been a few days since my last episode. I did miss, it absolutely can. Cerberus eats foul things, do so. It's been a while since the last episode. I did not release one on Friday. That's on me. Zagreus, that was like weeks ago, buddy.
Between us, lad. I wish it wasn't.
Hestia. So each of these weapons was used by some Olympian during the fight against the Titans.
Well beyond the pits of Tartarus, my friend.
Correct, many times over.
Inspiring enough.
Yes, Sing, do what you want.
Of course.
Blazing through the dialogue. I gotta get to the action. We owe Meg a gift.
Hey, Meg.
And now she's probably gonna scold us.
See to it, this contraband is put away.
Contraband.
Now, take your finder's fee and go about your business.
I do just want to draw attention to just the shelves and shelves of it right behind me. Just an astonishing quantity. I wish I could give this guy a gift. He's the MVP. Fish.
What's for breakfast?
Charp, of course. Carp. Yeah. So, again, contraband. Shelves are loaded with it. The chef just handed me 2 bottles of it. Contraband. Alright. Give me something good. Come on, I know you got the good stuff buried in here somewhere. I've got sort of hiccupy things, pardon me. Closer to a burp, which is terribly rude of me. But I have no control over it, so get over it. Alright, in our last run, we once again went and fought our old man, and he kicked us in the back. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Again, it's been a little bit. So we've maxed out everything except that Death's Defiance, and except these 2. And then we're getting close to unlocking that last little bit of the mirror. So if we just keep grinding out darkness, what we might want to do... Well, let's just sink darkness into Olympian favor. I wonder how much we can sink into these. But we do want to get that last Death's Defiance, because one more life... that could make or break a run. That could finally earn us our victory. Or at least our victory over Hades before I'm sure we have to fight the final boss, Skelly. Someone is being very obnoxious outside on what sounds like a motorcycle. Looks like Exegriff is our weapon of the day. We want to remember. Oh, that's right, I changed my bindings. Want to rely more on the bombs, not quite as much on the primary, unless we get some good synergies. Meg gave us a skull earring, deal more damage while we're low on health, and we finished off that top row. Now we want to give it to Olympians. We want to give it to Eurydice and someone else. And then whatever these secret ones are down here. So anytime we run into a god, we want to think, have I given them nectar? And we will go ahead and start off with... Ooh, we want to start off with the cosmic egg, I think. Is that right? Am I a crazy person? That'll let us get a boon from chaos early on without losing health? Or perhaps we could go for the overflowing cup and try to get that early hangover stack on Exegriff, which is tempting. Or we can finish leveling up the pierced butterfly. But we can do that any run. Let's do what I said. Let's go with the overflowing cup. I've never started with an Olympian boon. This is a new strat for me. We do have some Titan's blood if we wanted to throw that around. I don't know what absorbing your special's blast means, but I do like the idea of it. And you know what? As I've said before, nothing ventured, nothing earned. Let's try out the aspect of Eris and just trust that we will eventually get the opportunity to get us some more Titan's blood. So as long as we are in the blast radius, we get empowered and we deal more damage. That seems not terrible.
It's reloading.
And we'll give it a shot. Pardon me, I do feel a little congested. As much as I hate to make you listen to me blow my nose, I hate the idea of sounding super nasally the whole rest of the video even more. Attack deals damage in an area and briefly slows flows. It's a fated choice. We'll go for it. I like the idea. I really like the idea. Okay. Look at that, it's beautiful. I feel good about this. We underestimated Exogryph once upon a time. We will do so no more. Don't fall for the false start. That's what I'm talking about. A knucklehead! Where do I get a pet knucklehead? I demand satisfaction. And darkness. So I apologize for missing the episode Friday, and for just being generally late with episodes as of late. It's a number of causes. As for like the late episodes, one, the semester started again, so obviously I'm working on classes a little more than I was before, which is to say not at all for a while. Ooh, shiny. Dionysus. Just what the doctor ordered. I also have been getting back into modded Minecraft. Anyone who has ever played around a good amount with a good Minecraft mod pack knows that it can just really just eat your schedule alive. I have a number of responsibilities in my church that take up some time. And also, specifically on Friday, I had a date, and it was wonderful. We ate pizza. That is the overflowing cup. Thank you very much for it. Attack inflicts hangover. That is what we're looking for, and it is what we will take. Hook me right up. Boom, boom. Keys, as always. Date was lovely. We'll see about another one this Friday, and if this one means that I miss an episode, you have every right to scold me. It's a tough job balancing all of these responsibilities. But, isn't that what life's all about? I've also been, waking up pretty early to try to be awake when the market opens, because I have been dabbling in all of this AMC GameStop mess, which, don't do, unless you are, confident you've got some disposable funds. It's not a smart investment. But you know what? It's a movement. It's a moment. And we're taking it to the moon. I'm thinking, when I first came up with the idea of getting into content creation, of starting a YouTube channel, I was pretty opposed to the idea of making Minecraft content, because I feel like every single person in the world is making Minecraft content. And the market's just so saturated that, you know, not that I care that much about being original. It's not like Hades isn't like the most beloved game of 2020. More just it's just such a saturated market. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like anyone who wants to watch Minecraft already has 200 people to watch Minecraft from. Alright, Zeus and Aphrodite. Looks like both are mini-bosses. We'll go Zeus. Ooh, there was a pool there that I missed, but so be it. Don't see these guys all that often anymore. I feel like I saw them way more in the earlier episodes. But I will never be unhappy to see them. I will take them over Doomstone 10 days a week. 10 days a week. That's what we like to see. Absorb that special, courtesy of Eris. That might have been our first damage of the run, if I'm not mistaken. Let the hangover do its job. And then backstab him with a bullet, as one does.
I know just how much you must want out there, young man.
Correct.
I want that as well. Good thing for you.
You know,
I get what I want around here.
pardon me. We know you get what you want. You're a very spoiled man. It is worth thinking about whether Hades is a little right and these Olympians are perhaps using me in some way. It's definitely possible. We will go with Thunder Flourish since we plan to be using our special a lot. It's feeling kind of slow. Like, I feel like usually I can... No, it's fine. I just need to keep my distance a little better, I guess. Not that we aren't, you know, doing great, but... Beauty. But I have been, as I've been getting back into modded Minecraft, I have been rethinking it. The idea of, doing something with Minecraft. I don't know if I would do videos of it or if I would stream it. Another big reason why I've shied away from wanting to do videos of it specifically is I feel like I just spend so much time both in vanilla and in modded Minecraft just doing like super menial stuff. Just doing and you think I'm like overstating it, but I mean really menial stuff. Like I'll do a project and I'll go to great lengths to finish it, and then I'll immediately start doing like the whole thing a different way and just rework it. Or I'll just mine for like a ridiculous length of time. Or honestly, in modded Minecraft, like when I feel like I've got a whole bunch of machines set up and a lot of my stuff is mostly automated, I'll just spend like a lot of time just kind of hopping around my world as I listen to a podcast or something. And I don't know. I don't know if people want to watch or listen to that. Obviously, I wouldn't be listening to a podcast while recording or streaming. I would be the podcast in that scenario. So who knows? Maybe it would make me more productive. But in any case, I do think, yes, please. We'll take a trove trial for some gems and not forget that Charon has a pool here. As I've been thinking about it lately, I do think it would be not too poorly suited to streaming. Because I feel like with streaming, people have more patience for just sitting and watching nothing happen. It's just a very different medium. And so I don't know. If I do start streaming, maybe you'll see some modded Minecraft. Assuming I can get anyone to tune in, because who knows what time I would be streaming or even what days, if I'd have to scale back the YouTube or do it on the off days. Obviously, I'm struggling to meet my own YouTube schedule just 3 days a week. Oh, right, it's a trove trial. I need to be fast. For some reason, I was thinking of it like the challenge room where I just need to stay alive, which is the complete opposite.
Every time.
3 gems. You know what? Better than no gems, and we didn't take any damage. So you won't hear me complain. We will go for the pair of boons in there. Ooh. Yes, please. We'll take a centaur soul, get some extra health for, well, I was about to say for free, but very literally not for free. We paid money. I don't remember whose trial is worse. I don't know if I've faced Dionysus's, so we will take Zeus's. Cast becomes chain lightning. I like it. Zeus's aid isn't astonishing. We'll take status discharge, and remember to use your special. I barely used it in the last room. I think you're lying. And so now every time we use our special, it also drops lightning, which will also jolt them. So Dionysus is popping some festive fog around that will either stun us or hurt us, or both. Probably both. Whew. Watch out for traps. And stand in your own explosions if at all possible. That's advice for the ages. Even better, make them stand in your explosions. That went flawlessly. Big D? No need to get all hot and bothered. Absolutely right. Cast is Festive Fog. I like it a lot. Ooh. But I think I like this even more. It should be pretty easy to just go shoot 3 enemies, get that hangover dished around, and just watch our damage go up. Plus, it's on the fated list, and you know I'm hunting for that. So on we go. Loving how many keys we're getting on this run. This ought to help us crack open that next layer of the mirror all the sooner. Oh, here, the room I thought I was just in, but was not.
Oh, this is trouble.
It's fine. So now we really want to spread that hangover far and wide and high. People always neglect the 3rd dimension. Think of all that we owe to height. On and on and on we go. I recently finished rereading A Practical Guide to Evil, which is a piece of serial web fiction I'm quite fond of. Not for all ages, I would say, but a good read if you are a little older and interested in a very novel fantasy series. that starts a little bit amateurish, but I think it's pretty dang polished as it goes on. Next up, I need to... There are several media properties that I've told people I will check out. I really need to watch The Mandalorian. I need to watch Stranger Things, because it's very up my alley. But here's the thing. I have started watching Stranger Things 2 or 3 times, and I always quit after watching the second episode. And I know I just need to power through, because I know I'll love it. I love the premise. And I don't know what it is about episode 2 that always makes me quit. Maybe it's just the teenagers are being too obnoxious, as teenagers are wont to be on occasion. Why not get another Centaur soul? We're getting a bunch of, I keep wanting to call it free HP, and I know it's not, but it's bonus HP on top of whatever a room already gave us. We just spent a whole bunch of money. Don't need that food. We'll do fine against a Fury with our current build.
Electo.
You always guess Electo. It's Tisiphone. It is Electo. He was right.
Well. You know what I like about you?
You keep saying that, but I feel like you usually do more bleeding than me. That's something that Electo and Zagreus both bring up. Or no, that Electo and Hades both bring up. That Zagreus bleeds like a human. Except, at least supposedly, he has 2 godly parents, Hades and Persephone. This fight is going spectacularly, by the way. We took damage, but you know what? What else is new? We've got the hangover, we've got the explosions of several kinds. We should have stood in that, but so be it, we've gotten that one. Boost our damage, blow her up. This is going swimmingly. Where was I? I feel like I started talking about something after Stranger Things, but I don't know, so I'll go back to that, because I wasn't done. It might be the teenagers being annoying. I think it might also be the fact that frickin' Barb is just treated so poorly, and then gets, like, eaten by a monster. Spoiler alert, but again, it's episode 2 of, like, a season that came out a million years ago. But I'm like, she didn't deserve that.
I said hello.
She's one of the only likable teenagers in the episode. Make, what's-his-face, the guy with the hair, get eaten. Isn't that supposed to be the horror movie staple? Is that kind of the rude, the teenagers that aren't, they're acting up? They're the ones that get eaten by monsters? I thought that was the formula. Don't think we need any of this. Ought to save our money a bit. And now we can switch out to any other gods we're interested in seeing on this run. Wouldn't mind seeing Athena. Some deflect would probably be nice, but we can't. We don't have her thing, so we can't force it. Don't need Lucky Tooth yet, so let's go ahead and do what I said before. And, oh, though, you know what? I'm tempted to fish for Artemis's Call. So I think I'll do that. We haven't really played around with the Olympians' boons, which is kind of a shame, because I feel like they're one of the more effective ways they give us to really shape our run and pick our own synergies. And so that's something I do want to start experimenting with more. Stranger Things, on the list of things I need to watch and have not watched. Also, maybe even higher on the list is The Mandalorian. I think I've talked about Star Wars on this in this series before, and how I'm not its biggest fan. Like, I like it fine. I'm always down for a Star Wars marathon, but I'm just not diehard about it. And I think it does have just a lot of flaws. And sometimes its position as just being like one of the most hallowed and beloved franchises of all time means that as much as its flaws get talked about, like, I don't know, they just aren't like weighed as much against the pros as they would be in another franchise. Like, I feel like if another franchise had as many issues as Star Wars has, and I do think I'm mostly talking about the prequels and the sequels, maybe even more so the sequels, and maybe that's a hot take. I feel like as much as Star Wars flaws are talked about, they're just not given the same weight as they would be in another series. Like, everyone takes... I feel like the stance is like, oh yeah, Star Wars has this problem and this problem and this problem, but it's Star Wars, you know? It's Star Wars. And I don't know. But, on the contrary, I've heard spectacular things about The Mandalorian. I think that I will overwhelmingly have great things to say about it, but I need to go watch it to really know.
Phew. The power of the gods.
This seems very good, and so we will take it.
Zesty.
That's
Which way?
2 more damage every half second. On to Eurydice, who we owe Nectar as well. Perfect. We're cracking him out in this episode. We also owe it to Hermes, but I feel like we see him more often. And Eurydice's great. We get to listen to some more great Supergiant music. Man, I really need to go listen to the Bastion soundtrack again because it's spectacular. Got a gift for you, my friend.
Eurydice, thank you for making me feel welcome in your pleasant home.
The manners.
Your Royal Majesty, bringing me fresh.
The manners in return, your Royal Majesty. With all due respect, we're trying our darndest to flee this kingdom, but we do appreciate it.
There, Your Royal Majesty.
We do know an Orpheus. What did I say? Eurydice and Orpheus.
Spindly little thing.
Spindly little thing, whiny voice. You know he, like, ventured into the underworld to try to save your soul, right?
Of course I know Orpheus. We're mate.
Your mates, huh? Just as long as you don't count on him for anything.
Oh my
Hasn't
gosh.
even mentioned me, has he? Well, if he ever does,
You know
then
what?
tell him I am doing great.
I get it.
Great.
If someone had ventured into the underworld to save me and to pull me out and, like, had been given tacit permission to do so by Hades and then managed to botch it by doing the one thing Hades told him not to do, I think I might hold a bit of a grudge too. That's probably a relationship ender. Ambrosia Delight upgrades the rarity of 2 random boons. I think we only have 2 boons. Levels up our boons. The next 3 boons we find have upgraded rarity. I think that's the way to go. And we will just fish for boons. Although... I would not mind seeing the rarity of this upgraded, but it might be... It might be bad influence in Zeus, but you know what? I think it might be worth going for. We'll go for the Ambrosia Delight. Fingers crossed.
You bet.
Static Discharge and bad influence. What do you know? Say lovey, at least we're rolling in rares. So it goes. I'm free to do as I may. You are in hell. I don't want to, like, rub it in, and I do like you, but... Look at me, I'm so free is not a song I'd be singing if I lived here.
Okay.
This run is going very well, but as we know, Elysium is really where it's make or break. I do think that this build that we've got going right now should make the Hydra a pushover. Not that the Hydra is ever the most dangerous part of a run, which I shouldn't say because I always get bitten for saying things like that. By a Hydra or otherwise. 5 gems. Being a little stingy. There's Artemis as summoned.
Moving on.
And obviously we have given her Nectar. I don't know what happens if you give someone more than 1 Nectar. I bet it just, like, upgrades your relationship and you get new dialogue and stuff. Ooh, this room sucks without deflection. We need to be fast. And just focus down these ones in front of me. Stay out of the magma, Zagreus. You know I wasn't trying to go there. Honestly, this is going pretty well. We've only gotten hit like once. Hangover finished her off. Wonderful. And if we could keep upgrading that Hangover, already our primary attack is more viable than usual.
That takes care of
But
it.
it can only get more so.
Good old Father Zeus.
I mean, barely. Mostly I'm relying on Dionysus. There's the Artemis call. Epic. Fantastic. Just an absolute boss crusher. Now the Hydra absolutely stands no chance. Poseidon, I think we do owe you a gift. We'll have to double check the codex to make sure we're not double dipping. But we ought to throw some love Uncle Poe's way. That turned out perfectly. Ooh, Wavemaker. Did not think that was what they were, but that's what I get for not paying close enough attention. Look at that. That's a combo. Shoot the bomb at them while they're not paying attention. Dash into the explosion to get the thing from the aspect of Eris, and then just wail on him. Alright, other things on the list. Stranger Things, Mandalorian. Like I said, I recently finished rereading A Practical Guide to Evil and catching up to where it currently is. The 7th and final book of it
That's what you get.
will start to release in March. Poseidon does need a gift.
Uncle Poseidon, it's been
It has been excellent to know you. Uncle Poe, my favorite uncle.
By your affectionate little nephew.
Don't tell Zeus. What you got, what you got, what you got? Conch Shell, the mighty conch. Also a boon, please.
Say, word has reached me that you squared against
I
one
have
known
squared
as
against one known as Theseus a number of times.
He was a handful even when he lived. So much so that my honored brother
That is
Zeus,
funny.
He took to calling him my son. Can you believe the nerve?
I can believe the nerve. Oh, our cast is Festive Fog, isn't it? Didn't we take, or no? I don't think we did take that. We'll go for Sunken Treasure, I think. Why not? We rarely do. Get some darkness, get some gems. Prophecy foretold, let's go! Yeah, I guess I can just test like that. No, we do not have any special cast right now. We took, we instead took Bad Influence, which we would do well to remember. How many keys do we have? 23. We're getting so close to that magic number of 30. We'll have to see if the guy in the House of Hades will trade us for any. Should check that more often. Drop some hangover, drop some hangover, drop some hangover. Now our damage should be boosted. Spectacular. Look at that. Ouch. That guy's got aimbot, and I don't like it. Only I'm allowed to have things that home in on my enemies. And mine don't even explode. I'm being bullied. There is a comic series that I promised my sister that I would read when I finished my reread of Practical Guide. It is called...
the fishing point.
Oh, a fishing point, he says. Where? There. I want to say it's called Stand Still, Stay Silent. Let me check my phone while I fish. Gotta keep half an eye on the thing.
Now,
Let's go, another Slavug! I think I've gotten one of those before. Hey Google. Stand Still, Stay Silent. I think that's what it's called. That is what it's called. It is a comic about, it is some disease has like wiped out human civilization. This could be the last room before the Hydra. With the exception of some bastions of humanity left in, I forget the difference between Scandinavia and the Nordic countries, but it is Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Iceland. And then it is like hundreds of years in the future, and it's a focus on the post-apocalyptic human society up in those countries, and the interplay between them, and they still all speak their own different languages, and I think they've got some like supernatural stuff going too, like some Norse mythology stuff happening, which is dope. And I do have to check it out. And my sister and her husband are huge fans, as is my brother. My qualm with it is a very silly qualm, and it's not even really a qualm. Qualm is the wrong word. The reason I haven't read it yet is I started to read it once, the first time it was recommended to me when I knew nothing about it. And I read the entire prologue and was very interested, because the prologue kept hopping between all these different viewpoint characters as the disease was like starting to spread and no one was taking it seriously yet. And this is all sounding extra relevant in the times of COVID, but it was not those times at the time. But I've always been very interested in diseases, and so I thought that was really cool. And then the prologue ended, and it jumped to the post-apocalypse that the actual story takes part in. And I was disappointed because I was so interested in the prologue of the virus, like, wiping out humanity. So I just stopped. Which is silly. And I will have to get into it when time allows me to start something new. And I do look forward to it. That said, I would also love to watch or read or whatever some story about that, about a pandemic. Ooh, that's an attack I didn't remember this guy having. I'm sure he did have it, but Is Artemis's god gauge always 5 bars instead of 4? I bet it is. I just didn't remember it. Look at that, me not remembering things left and right. There's damage taken. It's inescapable. Our greater call is ready, so once we clear these heads, we've as good as already finished this boss fight. And we can just keep dancing around and sticking hangover on everything, and then letting it do our damage for us. Beautiful. You love to see it. You really do. Really want to get hangover on those eggs, even just a single tap, because they deal with them nicely, so we don't have to deal with skeletons. And you know how much I hate dealing with skeletons. But, like, you know, I watched, Contagion, I think was the movie, years ago, and was really interested in that. My favorite book back in middle school was called The Hot Zone, which was a slightly Hollywoodified, but at least nominally real story, don't forget the call, of an Ebola outbreak near Washington, D.C. It was in a monkey house, and it was a strain that only could infect monkeys, but that's still terrifying. So diseases are very interesting, as are human responses to diseases, as we've all had a front row seat to in the last year. In any case, this run has been going spectacularly. Thank you, Poseidon. We'll keep an eye out for the other 4, which would be Hermes, Aphrodite, Ares, Hermes, Aphrodite, Ares, and one other. Can I open my codex here? We want the tooth anyway. Let's see. Real quick before we wrap up the episode, Athena. So Athena, Aphrodite, Ares, and Hermes we need to give gifts to. I wonder if we'll see Hephaestus or Hestia, who we're missing. In any case, thank you all for tuning into this latest episode and for bearing with me through the lack of an episode on Friday. I will see you with the next episode on Wednesday. Until then, this has been Hades, I have been Steele, and I will see you next time. Take care.